Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of the CFTV preview show with myself, Alex, and Kev. How we doing, Kev?
Another day, another day in paradise. Just beat Tottenham 4-1 at 3 Point Lane. What can we ask for? If there's any negativity going around the club at the moment, just forget it. We should be going into the Man City game as confident as possible. We just beat Tottenham 4-1. Like, that shit ain't happened in fucking. The last time we beat 4-1, it was Hasselbank scored an hat trick. Swear to God, research it.
Oh my
Hasselbank
God.
scored a hat trick. Swear to God. Left foot, right foot, and header. 3 Point Lane, dreaming for Hasselbank did. Last time we beat
I don't know
Tottenham.
what it is about that game though, Kev. Nobody expected us to obviously win by that margin, but I'm just going to dive straight into the deep end, Kev. I think we can agree it was not a good performance, but it was a great result. What can we take from that going into the Man City game? Because that's the game we've got coming up on Sunday. How are we feeling, like, generally speaking? Because before the Spurs game, it wasn't looking great. And now we come out of it with hope just based on a result, but that's about it, really.
Um, all I gotta say is we scored 4 goals at White Hart Lane. So just take the confidence into the City game at home. We've got City at home. We haven't scored a goal against City in 3 years. Let's just get a goal at least. That's our only target in this Tottenham game. Just go and get a goal. And if we get a goal, the fee even come back because they've been our bogey team for 3 years. They've literally said, "You've won the Champions League against us, so we're going to win every single game back." And it's been
Hey,
every
we couldn't
game.
even
We played them
we
four
can't even
times this
score goals.
season. We scored 1 goal. We played them 4 times this season. Scored 1 goal.
No, we didn't even score one,
We
Kev.
scored about
We
10.
didn't even score once. We
Oh,
couldn't even score one goal,
oh
mate.
yeah. We went to the City game and Sterling missed that sitter. I was like, fucking over. Like,
Oh,
we're shit. I couldn't believe it, man.
I've still got pictures from
Fucking
that
hell.
game, to be fair, Kev. We
That
stayed
game
behind.
was shocking. We got to score. We got to score against City now. Fucking hell. If we don't score against City, we are flops. That's a posh shit. City, if we do not score against City, we are flops. Just go.
Why?
Even if they beat us 4-1, just go and get a goal. I just want to
Is
see a
that
goal against City now. That's how it is. Just get a goal. Like fucking. We played against them 7, 8 times in the last. We played against them 8 times and that scored a goal probably. That's the stats now.
Yeah, the
That's
last
what
goal
it's
we
been
scored
goal.
was Kai Havertz, mate, in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
there you go. That was
That was
fucking
the
three
last
years
goal.
ago. That was 3 years ago.
Oh God.
Fucking hell, bro.
I
Just
mean,
score a
Kev,
goal.
I'll let
Someone score a goal. That's it.
what do you want to talk about, mate? Because there's so many things we can touch on, and so much has been going on recently. Is there anything in particular that comes to your attention?
Nothing really. It's just like it's got to keep the
Fucking hell,
momentum
Kev.
going. But no, that's the only thing I can say. Just keep the momentum going. Don't. We beat Tottenham 4-1. That's the biggest thing we could have done this season because they're the best team in the league so far.
Yeah,
So
no,
don't
they
fuck
are.
up. Don't fuck. Yeah, don't mess up against City now. We need it. Just at least
Yeah,
go and score.
the form actually is in our favour as well. We've won our last two games and they've lost their last two. So,
You know,
if you're putting it down to form, then you say we've got a chance. But
Eve lost.
also,
Eve lost the last 2 games.
sorry,
Eve's lost the last 2 games.
Man
Lost the last two
City, they
games.
lost their last two games.
No, they haven't.
They did in the
They
Premier
beat
League.
fucking young boys in the Premier. No, they haven't. They beat some
Oh,
Bournemouth 6-1 last
oh,
Saturday.
what stats am I looking at?
What about bro? Lucky got 3 or 4 assists and 1 goal, I think, in the same game.
But they'd lost to. Oh God, Kev,
Nah,
this is
nah. They
what
beat Bournemouth 6-1.
I always
They
pull up
beat
the
Bournemouth,
stats before the games, mate,
they
and
beat Bournemouth
for some
6-1,
reason my
bro, last
stats are going
weekend.
down.
Bro, they beat
Yeah,
Bournemouth
no, I
six
remember they
one
beat. Oh God,
last
what am I?
weekend.
What the
So they haven't
fuck
lost
am
the
I
last
looking
two
at?
in the Premier League. What the fuck you on about, bro?
Oh, mate, I've had a nightmare there. I've had a nightmare. I don't know
Yeah,
why it's. I don't
yeah.
know why, but mate, that was on the
What are you on
Chelsea
about?
website. It said that. It says that on the Chelsea
Bournemouth lost
website.
6-1, bro.
It
Haaland
says their
scored
form.
two.
It says in their
Fucking
last two games they lost, or maybe that's going maybe that's going to the left then because it says it's got WWW and then it's got LL, but maybe they're doing it the wrong way round. I don't understand why they've
nah.
written it.
Bournemouth lost the last game 6-1. City was absolutely rampant. They haven't even got De Bruyne back and are scoring an average like 4 goals a game. This is the
Bloody hell.
dangerousness we're talking
If
about.
you want an
They've
insightful preview,
they've scored more goals this week than we have in a month. They beat Young Boys 4-1. They beat Bournemouth 6-1. So there we go, brother. Like,
so I mean, Kev, this is just carnage so far. I mean, what the fuck are we on about? Right, so I've got my stats wrong. You only care if we score a goal, even if we lose 4-1. What else? Let's talk about Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea, mate, because you know, we want to see what we can actually take. And a lot of the conversations we've had over recent weeks, I think, has been more positive, which is great. You know, it's not like the same old shit every week that we were talking about last year and last season. You know, there's still a bit of that in terms of the end product, but I think the effort's there and there's a bit more cohesion. People actually want to play for the club. So, I mean, let's start with Nicholas Jackson. I mean, he had a lot of criticism. 9 games, 5 goals. Obviously, he got a hat-trick in his last game against Spurs. Could have easily got another 2 or 3 goals if we're being honest. But I think after a hat-trick, it doesn't really matter how you played. You've got to keep the momentum going to try and build that confidence. That's what Pochettino's been talking about the whole time.
There's no momentum. There's no momentum.
There is momentum. He just scored 3 goals.
There's not. Yeah, but he probably go 3 games without scoring again, bro.
Bro, you can't. You don't know that.
He had 8 chances and he scored 3. That's
still 3 goals, Kev. I'll take 3 goals.
Bro. Me and you could have scored them goals, brother.
Oh,
let's have it right. Bro, you could have scored 2 of them goals.
Kev, but that's not the point.
Finish the easy chances. Just finish the easy chances, bro, Jackson, bro. That's all I gotta say. He had plenty of chances to fucking finish, and I don't know what the fuck. Him and Cucurella. That game was a shambles, bro. We had about 30 opportunities to score a goal. We scored 4, bro. So don't come at me about we fucking play well.
I'm not saying we're going to outscore City. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I was literally the first point I made was we'll probably end up starting with Jackson. He got 3 goals. There's no reason to drop him. Like get me wrong.
There's no reason to drop him, but he's got to do better, man.
Well, that's fine.
Better,
that's fine.
But so City, he's not going to get half as much chances against City than Tottenham.
I don't know why you sounded like you were disagreeing with
me. If I had a better striker to choose, I'd pick that striker right now over Jackson. Just because his performance against Tottenham. He had 8 chances and he scored 3. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's a 1 in fucking.
We said that every game would be pretty happy.
Nah, man. Bro, it's deep, bro. Against Tottenham, you got to put the chances he had. He's got to put them away, bury him. You got to be ruthless as a striker. When you get some of the opportunities he got, and he's not putting them away, he's not ruthless enough. Doesn't matter if he scored a hat trick. I'd be pissed off.
So we're going to be playing.
He had 8 chances. He had 8 chances, and he scored 3. So as a striker, you'd be pissed off.
Well, we're going to be playing against Haaland on Sunday.
He's not a 3-8 striker. Haaland gets 1 chance.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying to you, Haaland gets 8 chances like we had against Spurs. How many does he score?
Scoring 8.
No,
Haaland makes it look absolutely. Haaland makes it look easy. The chances, Haaland doesn't even get a quarter of a chance of what Jackson had against Tottenham, and he puts it away. Look at some of the goals he scores. So.
Well, if you look at it though, Kev, I mean, at this point in the season, right, if Jackson continues going the way he goes, just on goals, right, he's going to have probably about 12, 13 goals by the end of the season, which isn't bad considering how rubbish we've been.
That's the most we've had as a striker in freaking.
That's what I'm saying. So the last player that we had who could bag, close to 15 goals was Tammy.
If we get a 15 goal scorer, Premier League goal scorer this season, he's going to be a fucking class as a legend as a striker for us. That's like shit his people.
No, but that's not true, Kev, because Jackson's on track to do that. He is on track.
If Jackson gets 15, I want to keep him anyway, but we'll have to give him an 8-year contract because we've never had a striker in the last 10 years that scored 15 goals in the Prem. Who's the last striker that scored 15 goals in the Prem?
What, for us?
Yeah, I can't think, bro.
Tammy. Tammy got 15, mate.
But he was the same as fucking. He was just like. He was the same as He was just the same old, wasn't he? Tammy was a 1 and 2 striker. In the box, it looked like he was falling over. He couldn't take his chances. So that's the reason why we got rid of him. Simple as that. If we got rid of him under the Abramovich era, so he wouldn't even get a chance.
Look, I mean, the thing is with Abraham, like it made sense why we got rid of him, right? He wasn't getting the game time. We just bought Werner.
He couldn't finish his
bought
chances.
Havertz.
He
We
couldn't
weren't
finish
going to
his
play.
chances.
We weren't going to play him ahead of them. So that was understandable, right? But it's a different philosophy. Like if Tammy was here at this point, they would never sell him, right? They'd say, well, okay, you can do more off the ball, all of those things, but you're scoring the goals. And, you know, we're looking at stats a lot of the time, aren't we? And I think, you know, Abraham covers a lot of ground as well. So when you compare that to...
but Tammy's not going to get more than 15 goals a season, isn't he? That's average. That's average. Like, that's average. That's like a fucking Crystal Palace strikers are getting fucking 15 goals a season.
Yeah, but that's a good season for them, mate.
We need the Osimhen's going to get you 30 goals a season.
Mate, in his first season at Roma, he got 17 goals.
That's at Roma, bro. That's Italian league, bro. Total different ball game in Italian league. Lukaku has scored 15 goals already this season, bro. There you go.
He did it in the Premier League as well.
No,
he did it with Everton and Man United.
Yeah, man, but it's different quality, bro. Lukaku was shit in the Premier League. Was Lukaku good in the Premier or bad in the Premier?
He had good seasons and bad seasons, but for us, he was crap.
Well, there you go. We don't want bad. When you're a top class striker, you don't have bad seasons, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about Lukaku. I'm talking about Jackson. I think Jackson's good.
Nah, it's too early to be.
It's too early to say that we should get rid of him, Kev. These are both the points.
I never said that. I said I want to give him a chance.
Okay.
I just think he's
Why are we arguing then?
The argument a few months ago was the same thing. Can Jackson be a 1 and 2 striker? And I said that 3-4 months ago. He can't. He's not proven enough. He's only had 1 season in the Spanish league.
Kev, even if potential. Like going back to Tottenham, mate, even if you have 8 chances and you score 3 of them, that is a conversion rate. You're still scoring.
Not good enough. Because okay, you look at it like that. Imagine if he played against a City.
Yeah, so what's that as a conversion? What's that as a conversion? Right.
3-1. But he gets 3 chances against City and he's scoring 1. That's not good enough. Because he's going to get a lot less chances. Look how many chances he get. Tottenham was playing on the halfway line.
Mate, that's a 37% conversion rate. That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. That's not bad.
Mate, did you see? You went to the Tottenham game, bro. Did you see the chances he scored? He scored 3. He scored 3 tap-ins, bro.
Yes. Who cares how he scored them? Who cares?
I don't care, bro. I don't care, bro.
Like, I don't know where this.
Bro, it's got to be better. Jackson, just end the conversation. Jackson's got to be better.
Okay. What about the rest of the team, Kev? Because I would argue the rest of the team needs to do better because I don't think the performance was
Where are we in the league? Where are we in the league? What place we're in the league? Do you think we need to do better? Oh, see, it's 10th place team. We're fucking nearly halfway for the season. We 10th, bro. You're asking me? And you're asking me if we need to do better, bro. What the fuck are you asking me, bro? Of course we need to do better, bro. This is shit. Bro, we had about 20. We had 25 chances against Tottenham and we scored. Okay,
Kev, you are choosing violence today. What have you eaten for breakfast?
Nothing, bro. Come on, man. Carry on.
But no, I mean, I was just talking specifically based on the Spurs performance itself. Bloody hell, you catching me off guard today, mate. It's good. But I mean, what can you see? What can you see happening on Sunday? Because we've got quite a compact pitch. If we're going to be playing counter-attack in football, maybe with more of a low block, that works in our favour. But we can't afford to concede because then obviously the floodgates will open up.
We just got to take our chances, bro. We're only going to get a few against City. But with City, it's about how many chances you can not concede. So if we keep Haaland down to 3 chances, we've got less chance of scoring. So we've got to play defensively. We've got to be on point. But if we get 4 chances and we convert 1, we've got a chance of winning. That's how easy. Wolves done the same thing. Like played a low block, and Wolves had 3 shots on goal, scored 2, won the game 2-1 because they knew what they was doing. They had a plan, and they had to beat City. That's the only way.
It,
You can't go
it
out and try and
depends.
play. You can't
Yeah,
try
it
and play
depends on
against
the
City.
midfield as well, doesn't it? Because when you look at players like Kovacic, obviously De
He's out.
he's out as
Kovacic and De
well.
Bruyne out.
Is Kovacic out? Is he?
Yeah, he's been out for the last 3 games, isn't he?
Oh, fucking hell. I was going to say I would have actually liked to play against Kovacic because he's not a great player at opening up a low block.
Look, Kovacic is not playing a low block. Kovacic was one of the best players who dribbling at the final third last season.
No, but I'm not talking about breaking a press. I mean, like when you've actually got a team sitting in front of the box and you have to play that through ball.
He's
shit. That's where Kovacic struggles, and that's what I would actually like to play against him in that scenario. But then they've got Doku, mate. Doku looks good, and for me,
I think he's one of the best wingers in the Prem right now.
In such a short space as well, man. I didn't even know who he was, before he joined Man City. If I'm being honest, like I heard of him in the Belgian squad.
He came from a French team.
Yeah. And I think we linked with him as well.
Yeah, we was. I never really seen much of him, but I heard of him. But when I've seen him play, he's an absolute threat. He's just so good on the ground. He gets across the ground really quick and he's strong and his dribbling's amazing. He gets around players as easy as it is. So considering he got 4 assists in the last game and a goal in 1 game, mate, he's deadly. He's got more GAs than the whole squad this month in 1 game. So
mad.
Yeah,
that is absolutely mad. I mean, who would you play against him? Would you play Colwell or Cucurella?
Cucurella. I think Colwell got left. He got caught out a couple of times. I think Colwell if you're playing a low block, I think actually to be honest, if Colwell in this kind of game probably suit you. But in Colwell in the attack again, if you want to play attacking football, Colwell's not going to get up the pitch and he's not going to whip balls in. He's not going to kick the ball. Colwell's what he's sitting in a low block because he's just a defender, isn't he? We've seen against the last opposition Tottenham. When he was going up, he looked like every time he went up there was space in behind to exploit every time he went up. And that's why he's tracking back and he was making a lot of fouls. He lost his head because Tottenham knew what they was doing. They knew that was going to exploit that space. So I think Cucurella is a lot more disciplined. Cucurella can read the play more better. And that's what you need against Tottenham, against City, because at the end of the day, if Doku's on that right side and Cole was pressing up, just think about the space Doku's going to have to exploit. We're going to be fucked.
Yeah.
So Cucurella's just going to have to sit. Cole could do the same job, but if you want a bit of both, Cucurella would be the best choice.
I mean, Cucurella just strikes me as a very mature player. Like when you play him in the right position, last year we thought he was clueless, but he's playing in the wrong position. And it just goes to show what a good bit of simple man management can do, right? I mean, it's not exactly complex. You just stopped him from tracking up as much and you put him in a back 4 instead of a back 3 or 5, whatever you want to call it.
Cucurella's judgment is brilliant. He knows he's smart. He did it against Tottenham in the last 20 minutes. We've seen him make a couple of runs from deep. None of our other players had that mindset to do it. Cucurella got in goal a couple of times because he knew when to start deep and make the run into the final third. He knows when to come and go. You know what I mean? So he's a smart player. But Colwell is not that kind of guy on the left. Colwell's a centre back. So I think against City, we can use Cucurella to our advantage because the last few games he changed the game against Tottenham anyway. He made a couple of good runs, he got in a couple of good positions. So hopefully we can use his mindset to exploit. Because Kyle Walker's always going to want to push up on the right side. Hopefully Kyle and Cucurella can get in behind that space and we can cause them a threat.
What about Sterling and Mudryk? Out of those two, who starts for you? Because I actually think Sterling had a pretty decent game against Spurs, but then you say, well, it was against 9 men. But for me, he was one of the only players making runs. I was like, bloody hell, why is nobody else doing this? And then you got Mudryk.
The intent is always there with Sterling. Sterling on the ball is electric. He always wants to get forward. He always wants to make things happen. He's following a pass lets him down. And I think in that game, it was the same as well. I think when Cucurella had the ball, Cucurella could have passed the ball to the side of him, tapping. So why wasn't Sterling calling for the ball? That was easy tapping. You think if that was a top-class striker, you wouldn't have got another end of that. If that was a Haaland and Cucurella, you think Haaland would have scored that goal? And this is the difference. Like, you got to be hungry for them goals, them tap-ins.
Mate, I'll tell you. I mean, for me though, I wouldn't mind seeing Mudryk again. The pace, like that guy in a low block, sit deep and just counter. Like City leave space in behind. That for me, it's the difference between the one-on-ones that we saw with Jackson, Cucurella, Sterling might have had one as well against Tottenham. I think we see that with Mudryk. We're much more likely to see the end product because what he can do is actually get away from a man and give himself the time to actually find a spot behind the goal because you're not being, you don't have the pressure of a defender behind you as much. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, the atmosphere, mate, we need a good atmosphere at the Bridge. That one thing that I learned after the Spurs game was our atmosphere is not as good as I thought it was. I'll be honest with you. And like these stadiums, man, we are just falling behind. So, I don't know what's going on with this stadium rebuild. I think the sooner the better because we're falling behind other clubs. Arsenal have a bigger stadium. Tottenham have a bigger stadium. United have a bigger stadium. City have a bigger stadium. Liverpool are still making extensions on their stadium. And then there's us, we're like 20,000 seats behind me at least. So, although we're still the biggest club in London, that's not going to change. And one of the biggest clubs in the world,
Yeah, but you know what it is? But as a fan like me, when I go to the Bridge, it gives me a special feeling. That club is part of history. That club has never been changed. That ground has never been changed. It's royalty. That stadium's royalty. And as long as the football on the pitch is going the right way, all I care about when I go to Stamford Bridge, all I care about is the football on the pitch. Wherever I'm sat, could be in the Matthew Harding, could be anywhere I'm sat, just the football on the pitch. If we had a 60,000 capacity stadium and the football was good, I'll be like win-win. But it doesn't really matter. Like we've just got to make sure the football on the pitch is going. And obviously, we want to catch up with Tottenham. I haven't been to Tottenham Stadium yet, but I know the levels are like a freaking PlayStation 5 to a PlayStation 1. That's what it is, isn't it? In comparison, if I've got a PlayStation 5 and you've got a PlayStation 1, that's the levels Tottenham is compared to ours.
Yeah, as a stadium, 100%. Like even on the pitch as well, like we're not showing ourselves off in a great way. So, it's like what Lewis said, just win. And I have to agree with him. Like the whole perception, everything changes. And also what annoys me, mate, it shouldn't annoy me as much, is when Poch comes out, for example, and says all this stuff about VAR and Arteta, all the Chelsea fans are going, yes, Poch, that's great. And I think he says some good things sometimes when we drop points, and then he gets criticised for it. I'm like, well, okay, fine, criticise his performance, but not everything a manager says is bad when you lose, and not everything he says is great when you win. I struggle to see, where fans are level-headed in that sense. But yeah, man, Poch has got a good record against Guardiola. I can't see that changing.
Because his style of football suits him. I think when the biggest clashes between Guardiola and Pochettino were the Tottenham and Man City, and that he had Gareth Bale in his team at the time. And I remember Bale scored a couple of goals against City on the counter-attack. Mudryk could be the same kind of player he's talking about. You know what I mean? Just catch him on the break. That's what we need. And that's what we need to do against City. So when you talk about starting Mudryk, it's not a bad shout. And I think if we played a bit against how we played against Arsenal, to catch him on the break, Mudryk's a brilliant player to have. So to drop Sterling, it's harsh because I think he's playing against his old team. He might just get a goal. That's the only reason why I'd say start Sterling. But if you want to counter against City, you need to play Mudryk. Because Mudryk, Guardiola likes to press his fullbacks up the pitch with Walker. They always push up the pitch. So Mudryk needs to get him behind them and cause them a problem. That's what he needs to do to get chances.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, just to round out the video, what are your score predictions going into this one?
I'd like to say a draw. But it can swing each way. I can't do it because it's unpredictable with Chelsea at the minute. But if we play the way we can and we stick to the game plan, we'll cause them a problem. But if the minute we try and play football and let them get in the space, we're fucked. So it's one of them ones where you just got to be disciplined and stick to the plan. And that's what we haven't done previously. We've always, last season when we played them, we tried to get Lewis Hall pushed up the pitch and that And look how many goals they scored through Riyad Mahrez on the other side. I went to the League Cup game. It was fucking embarrassing. Lewis Hall, okay, he done well attackingly, but he was our left back. He left how much space for Mahrez to exploit it. Remember it? I think Mahrez scored fucking two. We can't do it. Just stick to the disciplines, solid four, the two in front, ride out, hit the ball in the flanks, the Mudryk or Stone, whatever, and let's try and get him like that. So I could say, if I was a betting man and I had my last £100, I'd say a draw.
I'm saying a 1-0 win, Kev. I'll be honest with you, man. Poch has got a good record against City.
Bro, don't eat your words, bro.
I think the conditions are there for us.
Don't get too confident. I am a good win against City, bro.
What do you mean? How? We just beat, mate. The thing is, right? You might not play the best football, but you said it yourself, mate. You only need one goal. You only need one goal, and we can keep a clean sheet. I don't think keeping a clean sheet is a problem. So for me, a draw is realistic. But
are you sure we can keep a clean sheet? Have you seen the last few games? The goals.
I think we can keep a clean sheet, mate. 100%. If we start with Colwell at left back, I think we'll concede. If we start with Cucurella at left back, I think we'll be okay. And then it depends what we do with Gallagher as well. If you play him how you played him against Liverpool and all these other games, then I think that will be great. And then you've got Caicedo and Enzo, who can go a little bit deeper. And then, Palmer, as creative as he has been, he's a guaranteed start. And you've got pace in behind with Mudryk. And then obviously Jackson can get himself in the right positions, even if he needs 2 or 3 chances. Like, mate, we've seen seen Chelsea park the bus in City and create this.
Stick to the game plan. Stick to the game plan and use what we know that we've got to expose, and we've got pace. This Chelsea team's got pace. So we need to exploit City's back four and get them on the back foot, and I think we can get chances. But like you said, it comes down to us taking the chances, and that's what we don't do.
That's it, man. That's all we can hope for. But listen, guys, I mean, if you agree or disagree with anything myself or Kevin said throughout the video, leave a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. Stick a thumbs up on the video as well if you enjoyed. And we'll be looking forward to the next episode, which is going to be after the international break. Kev, we've got a long break after this, so it might be a week. But listen, guys, all the best and speak soon.